Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a guy here, long seeking after him. It's one of the foundation teams of Toronto soccer history here. And I keep hearing about these brothers and these brothers and these brothers. So I managed to track down one of the brothers here. So I'll have to ask you to introduce yourself and give me a little of your background and where you came from.
My name is Walter Johnson. I'm from Barbados. I arrived in Toronto in 1971. I had just before arriving, I had read about the Barbados Sports Club in the Barbados local paper. They had just finished the first season in Toronto. So then I actually made I asked a few inquiries. Actually, I mentioned to my sister, and she knew someone who was Trinidadian at the time, was playing for Barbados, and she got a contact number for me. But that was I came in January and I wasn't working, so I didn't seek out anything about playing sports until I found a job. I didn't start to work for I got a job in Ontario government starting in May 1971, the year I came. And actually when I started, I met a Barbadian guy there, and he was the captain of the team in 1970. So then he keep encouraging me to come to play for the team. So then I start going to practice, and this is I thought the rest is history.
Where did they practice? You
After a
remember?
few practices, pardon me.
Where did they practice?
Well, I where?
Where? What field they practiced on?
Well, I, we were always getting a field to practice. Actually, when I first started practicing, they used to go down on the lake shore and just practice on an open field. Then, no, I don't think that happened until 1972. We got a permit to use a Bondwood Collegiate School, which we used for many years.
Okay. So I guess when you came, the team was already in competition, right?
Yes, it was.
You remember what
Well,
division or
when I came
what
to
league were they playing in?
the Toronto District Soccer League, uh, third division, the year I joined.
Okay. How did you find the competition at that time? How how were you guys handling the competition? What was your impression coming into the team and into this competition?
Well, that first year we were handling the competition very well. Although I there were a lot of good players that we played against because it was in our division. It was mostly teams of European. These were still people that had come from Europe at the time, European countries that were playing. There were not very many homegrown players, but also in our division was out in the east side. The first year was a team from mainly St. Lucia called St. Lucia Flyers, and one mainly Guyanese called Toronto Reunion.
Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's two new teams this gentleman is calling here. Um, okay, were they in your division or they were playing in other divisions?
They were in our division. I'm
Okay,
not sure if the first year Toronto Reunion was there. I remember St. Lucia Flyers was in the division the first year, like that I played. I'm not, but eventually, Toronto Reunion was in a division at some point. I don't remember. I don't remember them the first year. It could have been, but they don't stick in my memory as being the first year we played against Toronto Reunion.
okay. In seeking you out as a Barbados representative, one of the identifying features was brothers. Do you have a brother on the Barbados team? And which one are you? Are they older or the younger? If you do.
All my brothers are younger than I am, but my brothers they didn't arrive till later. 1 came in 1974, one came in 1975. So I guess I don't think I think they probably began playing in both of them probably began playing for the team in 1975.
Okay, so there we go where the brothers' identity came from. And they both played for the team, so all three of you guys play for the team?
Yes, well, all three of us played for the team. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good. At least that team shouldn't be short at all.
Uh, Actually, there's a standing joke or that with the club is that after I had a car, one evening, somehow I was late and the team was short. And when my car arrived, they know that they had a full team because I had my two brothers in the car, and I think one or two other players was in my car.
Yeah, yeah, I know that for sure from running teams and stuff. You have a core three guys. All you have to put one with that, and very rare you'll be short. You just have to call you and make sure you're there, and you have three, four guys already dressing. And in
Yeah,
those days, that's what referee want to see. They want to be able to talk to somebody. At least you can beg for a little grace time. If you have somebody there. So then you continue playing. You played in the contrast.
yeah, I played in contrast, but I said like we never did very well in the contrast did have a I don't know if you want to call it a first division or whatever, and then they had introduced a reserve division, which we won in 1972. We won the reserve division in 1972.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know it had to. Well, I'm hearing all these teams who said they play in the contrast, and because I played from since '74, I can't remember. So yes, that makes sense if there are two divisions. Because there's a lot of teams saying they play contrast, and I couldn't remember that.
Yeah, because the TND had the reserve division also, which we
Right.
had a team in we also had a team in the reserve division.
Wasn't that a prerequisite for the first division? Most first division teams,
No, no,
no?
no. Well, I get a whole year overload of players or whatever, but you could go back and forth. There was no limitation of how many players can go back or forth. You could play a whole team. I guess you had to register a certain amount of players to have the two teams, but you could play all the players can go back and forth.
Okay. Now, you do the contrast. Were you ever part of the Irie tournament? Did you guys ever play in the Irie tournament?
Yes, we did play in the Irie tournament after opting out a few years because, as I said, we used to go up to Montreal on the Victoria Day weekend. That's the same weekend the Irie tournament used to be played on. The long weekend in May,
Yeah,
Victoria Day weekend. It played then down at Brock Stadium. It is
yeah, yeah. Because I remember
by
you
Jeffrey
guys at
Mall.
Brock. That's where I can't remember you at Lamport. I remember you guys at Brock Stadium, which was like
Yeah, well,
at
that was
maybe
the
mid
first.
six,
But
seven.
well, our first time we played was at Brock Stadium, and I remember I think that first was that the first year that we played. I think yeah, we lost. We got knocked out, but that was on a kind of a round robin basis that we
Yeah,
played.
yeah. You have divisions, and then the divisions.
You play division, a round robin, and then you go forward. And
Yeah.
we had run from our first division, and we got knocked out by West Indies United on penalty kicks.
Okay. Okay. So, and then you guys never really follow up from Lamport because I can't ever remember seeing you guys
Yeah,
at Lamport.
yeah, we went to Lamport. I can remember that because actually another hiccup or whatever you want to call it. There was a year, I guess, that then a lot of teams that weren't in the TND or in the Sam's 11 was eventually were in TND, but there was quite a few other teams that I guess that tried to get in the Irish tournament, and they had a preliminary round. You had to go play teams before, and they wanted us to go play, and other things like West Indies and Irie wasn't playing, and the guys in our team wasn't happy because we were one of the teams, we were a TND team, and they weren't happy to have to go to play to qualify to come to the tournament there.
But that's
So I don't remember how that actually went from there because I remember we also played at Lamport also when the tournament moved to Lamport. We played at least I remember at least 1 year playing at Lamport. I don't
well,
think we did very well that year because I don't we didn't feel a very good team and we didn't do very well down at Lamport.
yeah, you gotta prepare for Lampard because it's a whole big,
Yeah.
you're on an island by yourself there as a player. But I never knew about this qualification, so I'll verify that because that makes sense too. Because it's just like the contrast you hear in all these teams. So I'll verify that with Mangi and these guys and find out about that qualification thing. So now the other thing is the Flemington League. Were you guys ever privy to the Flemington League?
We never as a club we never played in Flemington League. I don't know the only person that I can probably speak as that I think that had played in the Flemington League that's even before he played for us was Ivor. I
That's right.
don't know if I don't know if anyone else played in the Flemington League, but we didn't compete in the Flemington League.
Well, Ivor was a very good representation for Barbados player. Very good player. You know, Ivor.
Yeah, yes.
So
Was
no
it took
Flemington.
him
What about? Go ahead.
no, it took him a couple of years here before he did come and play for us. And once he came, he was welcome and was a very good player. Yeah.
Yeah. What
Actually,
about?
I think what it could have been 1972 or was it 71 or two? I remember he came up here on holiday, and I think he did play for us while he was on holiday. Like he wasn't a player, but I think he did play a game when he was on holiday.
Whoa. Well, he must have been real hot then. Because I think I saw him.
But
I think early 80s, either late 70s or early 80s. I think
yeah,
I
well,
called
that
him
would have been in the
All Star
70s
team.
again. And then
Yeah, he made
I'm
the
not
All
sure
Star
what
team.
year he came here. Pardon me?
He made the All Star team in Flemington.
But he played for Barbados national team before
Oh,
leaving Barbados.
okay.
And a few other players, a few other players that left Barbados and because the same guy I mentioned that was the cat that I worked with that was the captain the first year, he had played for Barbados national team before he left Barbados. Well, I came in '71, he was there. I'm not sure what year he left Barbados, but he played for Barbados national team.
Okay, so what the Barbados? I mean, I know you guys are very good for social. What is the club doing? Is it just soccer the club was into, or you guys had a variety of events? You were a sports
We
club,
had a
right?
we were a sports club. Uh, we had females in the club, and at one point we had three netball teams.
What
They used
year
to
is
play.
it?
I don't remember the league of the netball, but the league. I think they used to practice at Egerton Park there between Avenue Road and Young Street. But the league the netball league used to play at Greenwood
Yes,
next to
that's
on the
when
hard course next to the soccer ground.
the skills on the all of these teams used to play. Lake Hills.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lakers,
yeah,
Commonwealth,
yeah.
Civics.
Okay. So you had three teams. So what is the club doing now? How are you guys still functioning?
No, the club is no longer functioning, unfortunately.
What happened? How long is the club not functioning?
I am trying to remember the date and the year, and I was trying to get confirmation, and I told you, and I haven't got any confirmation on what was the last year we played in the TND. Actually, talking about the TND, there was a time when you also you had to go to the MTSA, the Metro Toronto Soccer League, in order to play in the TND. So we had a team in the TND and one in the MTSA, the Metro Toronto Soccer League.
Oh,
Yeah, so we played that ball, and like in the first couple years, I remember there were some guys who there was a used to play table tennis for the club
yeah.
in the competition. We had a shirt. I guess they played other places, but we had a church hall down Cowan Avenue, the Queen and Dufferin area that we used to utilize for tennis, dominoes, any indoor games. And I only remember one season of it, but I think it's done by MCA League for basketball.
So how a club with so many activities could be defunct now? The netballers couldn't hold it up. The and I mean you didn't even
Uh,
mention cricket yet.
the netballers, I don't know, because I think a lot of them end up just leaving the club and playing on other teams. Cricket, actually, there was the club did started a softball cricket league. These things I don't remember the years and anything that would trigger the years. It's in a box out in the garage, which I don't know where it is. So I can go and get put it like I can probably look through some of my old files on that. Some would trigger some of the thing. I don't know exactly which box so I can get to it yet. But we did start this cricket league in the sponsored, like I guess they said we sponsored, well not sponsored, but we there were guys who we get on weekends and caught up and we'll go play cricket, softball cricket, maybe the guys from the west end against the guys from the east end. And then some of us in the club said, let's get split up, get the team split up, and we started off a league, which I don't remember if it played under the Barbados Sports Club for 1 or 2 years. And then some other teams figured, well, they're not members of the Barbados Sports Club, and this was when the teams are paying, their teams are paying money into Barbados Sports Club, and then so they formed the only the Toronto Softball Cricket League, and it played for a number of years, and even had a couple of teams tour Barbados. We brought Barbados national softball team came here to Toronto to play against us, and
Mhm.
also a club team or two club teams or whatever had come up and visit to play against things, and that was
Okay.
in
So
the 70s.
all those activities, and you can come up with was it in the new millennium? Was it 2010? Is it your if the club become extinct 2010, 2015, 2005?
I
When was the last time you actually
sorry,
played? When was the last time you actually played?
uh, I, I can't remember, Alvin. I can't actually remember. I know actually what had happened is I guess at one point we weren't getting players, but then we got players.
Were you just keeping it
Quite a
with
few
your
younger.
Asian nationality, or you were open to other?
No, we've had people from all over the Caribbean, European, different countries that have played for Barbados Sports Club. We never refused anyone from playing for Barbados Sports Club. As long as they
Okay.
want to play under that name, that was fine. But then it came to a point at one time that some of the as we got younger players, they wanted to play all the soccer. And like a lot of the West Indians, uh, I find it very often that, well, I can only speak for West Indians because that's how we've been around. They want to play, but they don't want to pay.
Well, that's a problem with the amateur clubs. Yes, we are aware of that.
So that's where some of the, I guess, the conflicts start. They want to play,
Oh,
and then
that's where
they want,
that's where your
and
fundraiser come in. That's where your fundraisers come in because you have young talented guys who probably can't pay the money, but you want to be able to offer them. It's not really a scholarship, but you want to offer them the ability to play, the eligibility to play.
well, that was done. Like youngsters come in, here and they'll go to school or whatever, they pay less or they can pay some. One of the other guys might pay their fee. But then again, some who are working and they'll complain about not paying the fee. Then they say that with a fundraiser, a lot of them didn't show up to dances. Like when we had fundraising dances, and they complain, oh, only old people come to your dance. Hey,
Yeah, yeah,
you're young, you're supposed to bring your friends now. I can't. If I'm old, where am I going to get the young people to invite from, right?
correct.
You got to bring the young people to the dance. So they didn't come to the dances, so they were supporting the cause. So that's how things get on.
So you guys don't have, I think they still have a Barbados association in Toronto.
There's the Barbados Ambassadors, which was, well, I guess, which born out of the Barbados Sports Club, the Barbados Ambassadors. I know
So
they
because,
were playing.
and isn't Mark Hoyt, he's almost like an ambassador
Yeah,
here for Barbados. Yeah, because
he
he
is or
promotes
was
the,
the Barbados Ambassadors, and I know they were playing in the what's it called, the Mellow League.
yeah.
You see, even before that, he had a team in the Mellow League, and that's what they're playing. And I guess they won the Barbados was a team in the Mellow League, and they play Mellow League, and they want to come back and play TND two, which and like they thought that we all the guys who were stepping aside and then we went and played in the Caribbean league with Lee,
Mm-hmm.
all the guys we went and played there, and then from there I don't know, I'm not sure how it transpired that we went over to we came over to the Malvern League over, I think that was over 35 or over
Over
40.
35. That's what I'm saying. Your team name isn't there officially Barbados. And but the response I get from you guys say you can't remember playing in the Malvern League. But all records are showing, I think schedules are showing that you guys played in the Malvern League.
Yeah, we played in the Malvern League.
Okay, so
Well, I mean,
how you like the Malvern League?
I love the Malvern League. I think they had an over 35. Did they have an over 40?
Uh yes, I think what they were doing, they were basically over 40, and they had a requirement of you could allow two guys under the age of
Was
um
it 40? Yeah.
over 25 or something like that. Over 25. So
Well,
because most of the guys it seemed like they were over 40, over 50, they allowed two
yeah.
guys that were over 25.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Malvern League. It was right in my backyard because I live in Malvern. And we started playing games that, because I think the league kind of, I think there was over 35 and it's over 40 because I remember we used to play at the Huxley or Malvern Community Center.
Yes.
And then I think they probably still had the 35 and that over 40 because we went playing down at that school down there, Morningside, and just
West Hill.
before
West Hill?
West Hill. Yes,
Yeah. Who was running that league then? I remember when there was over
that
35.
was part of that was the Malvern League still.
Okay. Okay. So would you consider that team that's in the Thompson League right now under Mark Hoyt part of the Barbados organization, or is it just his franchise?
Well, it's a Barbados organization. It's called what's it called? No, they call, what is the name again? Ambassadors.
Yeah, I think it's
I
that.
guess they consider themselves under Barbados, but they're not the Barbados Sports Club because the Barbados Sports Club name is gone. It's not being used. I guess at the time when they started, when they was getting started, I guess they couldn't up to use the Barbados Sports Club. I mean, we were not a we were not a registered club or anything like that. So I guess anybody could use the name, but I guess they just wanted to distance themselves or some and
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you heard from Mr. Walter Johnson that
all
that Barbados is no longer functioning. So is a lot of the clubs that started. So
The whole
I want to
foundation
thank
of
you for giving me the time, the information, and the opportunity to speak for a representative of Barbados. So, Walter, thanks a lot.
You're very welcome, Owen.
All right. So